Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is SoFlo Josh and I'm over here at South Dade Kia to film this 2026 Kia Sportage X-Line for y'all. With that being said, I want to give a huge shout out to them. Make sure to go ahead and contact Angel V. He'll be able to assist you. So underneath the hood lies the company's 2.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder producing 187 horsepower and 178 pound-feet of torque straight through an 8-speed automatic transmission to all four wheels for the X-Line model. But with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the styling changes for the 2026 Sportage. So at the front, as you see, we get a new flatter front end design, which looks really good compared to that of the more angular design of the 2025 and before model years. But it looks good with this X-Line package. We have vertical slats across the whole entire front grille for the X-Line model. If you get other versions, they'll actually be horizontal slats. You also get this gunmetal gray finish up at the top. You got your Kia badging right there, finished in a matte black design. And let's talk about these new headlight designs. So it mimics that of the same exact headlights that we see on newer Kias that are currently coming out. We get two LED projector beams up at the front and a high beam assist down there, which is very nice. You do have that amber effect for the DRLs. Also, it does pulse whenever you have your turn signals on. And then in the bottom section, we do have some air functionality going down below. We also got your safety sense down in the middle. And then around this triangular section, we do have some more of that gunmetal gray finish with a little bit a gloss black front lip spoiler for this model. Now, on the side, we have new 19-inch wheel design. So just like I've mentioned before, when it comes to Kia products, they like to have unique squared design wheels, and let me tell you, the Sportage continues to carry that trait. So we're going to see a squared off design philosophy for the wheel. It actually looks pretty good. I actually like the design, and I'm sure that when in motion it looks very unique and different. On the side, you can see we do have black plastic cladding around the side fender area and even the lower part of the door sill. Now over here we get full LED turn signals. You do have your blind spot detection right there, and then for the X-Line model, we get a unique design for the roof rails over here. So they're more chunkier, more off-road looking design-wise. Now we still get that geometric design philosophy over here, but since this is the X-Line, it gives you a more blacked out appearance package around the window surround. Now kicking off over here to the back, the taillights have actually changed as well. So now it's more of a squared off design compared to that before, and then the turn signal will be finished in red. They don't have the orange effect that we've seen in other cars around the competition, but it's actually pretty good. I like the overall design of it, very minimalistic approach. And then down below in the middle, you do have your reverse lamp right there with more black plastic cladding across, and even black plastic right over here at the bottom section. As you see, we do have the X-Line Kia badge and the Sportage badge right there as well. But overall, very nice design changes to the rear. Now opening up the trunk, as you see, it is a power trunk for this model. And let's go ahead and actually take out this box really quick. As you see, we have a ton of overall cargo space back here. Now, even when you fold down the rear seats over here, it does add some more space to the overall interior section. And guess what? Whenever you push these seats down, they do lock into place instead of it being loose, which the competition currently has that issue where it's loose and it can actually be a little flimsy. But you can easily fit a large bed back here. If you do go off-roading or camping or anything like that, you can easily do that. And you can also fit a 70-inch TV to go ahead and put into your house. So that's pretty cool. Opening up here in the bottom section, as you see, we do get a spare donut, which is really nice to see. And even though we have that spare donut down there, you can put this in its lower section, so you have a little bit more height to this rear cargo area, which is fantastic. Not a lot of car companies do that when it comes to having a spare tire on the bottom section, but guess what? Kia's a little bit different. They like to add some practicality. Full LED lighting back here. You got a 12 volt right there. You got your release for your rear seats, And then you have an area right here to go ahead and put a tonneau cover, which is really nice. Some little hooks off to the side so you can strap down maybe one of those nets to put some other stuff in. Closing the rear tailgate, as you see, you do have a handle there just in case if, you know, the tailgate struts don't actually work. But guess what? I mean, it's a brand new car. It's going to work. Now, getting into the rear door section. So opening up, as you see, we have some hard plastic at the top section. We got a nice aluminum finish for the door handle, window switchgear right here. And then we get some padding right over here in this section where your arm will be resting. We got some speaker grills right here and a little compartment space to put some drinks. Now, these seats right here are pretty cool because, as you see, you can either have them straight up or you can recline them to its max setting. That is very impressive. I love the fact that Kia continues to offer such a thing in their lineup, unlike the competition, where the competition doesn't really do a good job in that part. Let me go ahead and close that again. Very solid sounding door, I will say that. Sitting behind myself at 5'10", I do have probably about 5 inches of overall legroom space. We got some mat pockets right here, little hook to go ahead and maybe put, grocery bags as well. 2 USB Type-Cs back here for the kids. Air vents, thank goodness that Kia does that for this model, and a little compartment space down there in the middle. We do get this little trim on the headrest section to maybe put like an iPad to go ahead and sit there. I'm sure there's accessories that Kia does offer as well. And then here we do get some cup holder area to go ahead and put your drink in, which is pretty nice to see. And it's actually padded very well. These seats feel very plush to the touch. They have a little bit of perforation, which is a good thing, especially with this black interior, because the heat, especially even here in Miami, you're gonna need some perforation. So there's a little bit more breathable. But sitting up, I have actually, I would say probably 2.5 inches of overall headroom space, even with this panoramic sunroof. We get LED lighting back here, as you see right there, which is pretty nice. You got your little handle and a hook as well. But the rear seat area is very comfortable and actually very family friendly. I think this is probably the biggest in overall class when it comes to rear legroom space. Now getting over here to the front section, we do have soft padding up at the top. We got that same exact aluminum style door handle right here with a little bit of trim. This is almost like a wood texturized trim level, but it's not wood. Very nice design. I like the way that it kind of almost grayish brown design. We do have a little door area right here to go ahead and close the door, but you can go ahead and close the door right here. You got your window switch gears, your power mirrors right here to go ahead and control the way that they are sectioned off, and then soft padding right here as well with more cubby space down here. Got your speaker grill, and you have a power seat right here. So these are full power seats. They have a 2-way lumbar control, so it's gonna be out and in, not the 4-way where it's the up and down as well. Nice headrest right here, very plush to the touch. Same perforation down the middle. And let's go ahead and get into the interior. So getting in here, the first thing you're gonna notice is the new steering wheel. So it's the squircle kind of design that a lot of car brands have currently been going for when it comes to overall design. But it looks good. I mean, I've used this in the Kia K4 as well as the Kia EV4. I should say the EV6. And it actually works really good. The 9-3 grip area is very, very good as well. Then you got your Kia badging right here. You got your switch gear for your media control over there as well. We have a dedicated favorite button right there. You got your terrain mode assist right there. So you got snow, mud, sand, and that's about all she wrote. And you got your drive modes off to the side. So you got normal, sport, and my drive, where you can go ahead and customize. Very nice. So you have basically about 6 drive modes to go ahead and actually do and use. We got your cruise control. You have advanced cruise control here where it can go ahead and you can let go of the steering wheel and it will actually keep in its lane and actually help you assist. That's actually a really nice thing. And then right over here, as you could see, it does have the full-on 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster and 12.3-inch touchscreen display that's brand new for this model. Previously, it was a little bit different. It wasn't this version, as I remember, but it does have over-the-air updates for this model and wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto for this model as well. Very fast, snappy design. I really like the way that Kia has been implementing this display in their newer products, and it's one of my favorite when it comes to the segment, especially in its class. I mean, this is a lot bigger than what you find even in the refreshed Honda CR-V. The Honda CR-V supposedly got a refresh, even though they didn't change really anything. I mean, they added a larger digital gauge cluster, and that's all she wrote. I mean, you don't even have a large screen, unlike their other models. This one, Kia gives you the large screens that you would find in other products like the Sorento, the K4, the K5, the EV6, and EV9. So at least, you know what? I have to hand it off to Kia because they're actually doing an effort, unlike other brands that have been around for so long. It's just mind-boggling. Anyways, you have the same exact trim that we saw on the door section right around the door handle across this whole section. I love the overall design of it. It's not like a brushed aluminum or anything like that. Then again, it's not also wood, but it's just a really nice texturized. It has a little bit of, you could feel it whenever you rub your fingers on it. We got your air vents right here. You have your climate control as well as your dedicated navigation button area or your home link to go ahead and change the radio station, lower the volume, as well as your functionality for your front defroster as well as your rear defroster. But you can go ahead and switch between the two. I said this before and I'll say it again. When it has this system, I rather just have dedicated buttons, but you know what? At least they're giving you something here, unlike other brands. We got your switch gear right here, so you can go ahead and put it into drive. Putting into reverse, as you see, it does have trajectory, and it's very high resolution, very snappy. I'm telling you, this new system they're carrying over into all their models is fantastic. Very nice approach. You can even change the overall camera pitch angle so you could see, or you can have it in a wide angle lens. But very, very nice. And you can even customize like the extended rear view camera, rear view parking lines. You can take that off if you don't want to go ahead and have that. But putting it back into park, this model does come with the heated seats. You can get optional ventilated seats, but I believe you have to go for a higher trim. We have the hill descent control, your automatic start stop button right there, parking sensor button, dedicated camera button, so you can go ahead and throw that on whenever you are parked, auto hold, and you have your start stop button right there as well. Your turn signal stock is going to be over here off to the side, as well as your wiper control. But very nice interior, even soft padding across the dash. Very, very nice interior. Now, opening up the panoramic sunroof, as you see, the shade actually opens in a very fast manner, and it's a large panoramic sunroof. I believe, let's go ahead and see. Well, no, I mean, that's still pretty large for what this vehicle is in its class. I mean, think about it. The Honda CR-V offers a tiny, just, you know, regular sunroof. This is a panoramic sunroof where it gives some light into the rear occupant, which is a great thing to see in this segment. We also do have LED dome lights up here in the top, which is another added benefit. And let's go ahead and see if this does slide back. Yep, it does slide back. You have regular halogen lights though for your mirror control. I do want to mention you do have a wireless charging pad right there, a USB Type-C for either charging or having it in the media and charging, and then a dedicated fast charger right there off to the side. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take it out for a drive now. All right, so let's go ahead and put it into drive and let's get to South Dixie. So like I was mentioning, this model features the 2.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, producing 187 horsepower and 178 pound-feet of torque, giving it a little bit of gas. This is a new 8-speed automatic transmission for this model compared to the old sluggish DCT transmission that was 7-speed. Not a lot of people liked it, but as you see, really good turning in right there. The shifter actually shifts down whenever you do give it a little bit of gas. This one does also come with the all-wheel drive version, since this is the X-Line off-road, you know, package. There is one that's above this called the X Pro, which gives you like all-terrain tires and gives you a more like rugged overall design. This one does sit a little bit higher than what you'd find in the other Sportage models in its lineup. All right, so we're gonna make a left over here, and we're gonna give it some gas really quick to see how this vehicle overall performs when you're accelerating in a turn. Pretty good, actually, very good. Minimal amount of wheel spin coming from this you know, all-wheel drive system. So the all-wheel drive system is your typical one that you would find in any other, you know, mainstream brand. You know, it's that version where it kind of just sends power to the rear wheels if it needs to send power to the rear wheels. This is going to be a good all-wheel drive system in those areas where you don't have as much grip, especially with, you know, front-wheel drive vehicles. You know, some front-wheel drive vehicles do really good in, you know, snowy / muddy conditions, but if you do need a little bit of extra power to go ahead and kick on at the back, you can go ahead and do so. But let's go ahead and take it over here, throw it around this corner really quick. Oh, it feels really good. There's a little bit of body roll in it because it is, you know, a little bit top-heavy SUV, but it feels fantastic. Now, when it comes to the NVH in this interior, I have to say I'm very impressed with the overall sound deadening that Kia has done for the refresh model. They have done a little bit changes to make sure that it is a quieter interior compared to the pre-facelifted models, which I'm happy to report they actually went ahead and did that. But this feels good. Even seeing out of the large windows overall on the sides, it's very, very well too. I mean, minimal amount of blind spot in this vehicle. And speaking about blind spot, yes, this model does come with the full safety sense of, you know, blind spot detection, forward mitigation, rear cross traffic alert, and all of the other benefits that come with having this vehicle. You know, it is a fantastic vehicle to drive, and it just gives you so much for your value. I mean, this one right here, I believe, is around $36,000 for the X-Line. You can get one that's a little bit lower, maybe the SX, or even the EX, actually, if I'm not mistaken. The EX, finally, for the 2025 model year, gives you the rear tailgate where it can go ahead and actually power up and down. Prior to that, for the 2024 model year, you actually had to option in that for the power tailgate, which is a huge benefit now that you get that standard on a lower trim level. Not a lot of brands do that. I mean, like I mentioned, this one competes directly with the Honda CR-V, and at that price point, they don't even offer a power tailgate for the base model, which is absolutely insane. You know, Kia is a very value designed brand. You know, they like to throw in a lot of stuff to make sure it's easier for the consumer to have better equipment overall, and that's what I love about Kia. This vehicle just feels great. I mean, it's perfect. Even these little drive modes that you get for the X-Line and the X Pro, where you have terrain modes, is something that a lot of brands don't even have, where you will have off-road capable or off-road trim level like that one. And then what they do is that they don't, you know, throw in those drive modes. I think that is absolutely ridiculous that they do that. We're gonna go ahead and go down this road over here. This road typically isn't the greatest when it comes to, you know, pavement, because there is a cement company over here to the side, so there is a lot of trucks coming in and out over here. But let's go ahead and test how the overall suspension feels with this added lift that they went ahead and did for this model. So as you see, there's a little bit of bumps here. Let's go ahead and see. Really good. It actually does a great job at for the impact of those bumps. Very well done, Kia. That's what I like to see when it comes to having a more like off-roady suspension like this model has. Actually put it back into sport mode again, and we're gonna see if we can go back over here and test out its overall performance. Really good kickdown with the sport transmission. Fantastic. Great job, Kia. You've done it again. You keep on making all these great products. Once again, I want to give a huge shout out to South Dade Kia for allowing me to film this vehicle. Make sure to go ahead and contact Angel V. Make sure to go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you, ladies and gentlemen, later. Peace.